should stand in prayer at this time to pray for the world at large. It is no more the issue of Ukraine or the issue of Russia. It is the issue of the whole world. We need to pray because as people of God, we are the light of the world. The devil is always here and there looking for means and ways to plunge into what is called darkness. But the people of God that carry the light will not carry the light and allow darkness to take over the world. If this thing that is clopping in like a joke, now develop and enter into what is called a third world war, and it happens that the war break out, likely this country and this country are going to join together to fight this country, and this country are going to join with this country to fight this people, and this people will be on the other side, and this will be happening. Then I begin to ask myself, I said, if this matter comes to a matter of running helter-skelter, where will the world run into? Children of God all over the world should learn what is called the power of prayer, because we must not fold our hands and begin to watch the world thrown into fire. We have everything that it takes now to stand in the gap and pray for the peace of the world, because the peace of the world is also our own peace. When there is no peace in the world, the gospel we are preaching may not be able to circulate here and there. We need to allow the peace to reign in the world. We need to consult those that need to, to be talked to. We need to talk to them. Those that need to be laying of hands, we need to lay hands. Those that need what is called diplomatic should be attended to diplomatically. And what will prosper all of these things is what is called prayer. Because peradventure anything demonic happens, which we are not praying for, and it bursts into third world war, America and NATO and the European Union will be able to join in one side fighting. And we'll look at the other side, we'll be seeing Russia, and also we'll be seeing China, and be seeing what is called North Korea and the rest of their allies now joining together to fight on the other side. And we will see the Africans and where they are, and the people all over the world, how they will be fighting. Now, which of the continent will be saved? Some people begin to think about islands and places that are far away from land, where it will be difficult for people to quickly say, oh, let's enter into that place and destroy this or destroy that. But I want you to know that we are in the world of what is called the world of nuclear weapons. The word of nuclear weapon is whereby somebody can be in another continent and be able to send what is called intercontinental ballistic missile to another country to destroy. Somebody can be in another continent and send a ballistic missile, and it will move from one continent to another. It's also where we have the world we are in is a world whereby people have what is called a warhead, different warhead. And this different warhead and these different things you are seeing is a place whereby a lot of things can be going on underground and we may not know. So children of God and people of God all over the world, we need to all join our hands to pray. When your brother is crying, don't think, oh, you are not crying. For that, you go and sleep or fold your heads. When your brother is crying, let that cry get to you also. Do whatever you can do to make sure that that cry is over. When there is peace in the land, the people will prosper. And when there's difficulty and problem in the land, a lot of things will go wrong. That we wake up in the morning, we go to our businesses, is because there is peace. So we must continue to pray and declare heaven to step into this matter and have what is called heavenly intervention in the case going on right there between Ukraine and Russia. God should intervene. God should intervene. Why will God intervene? Because when you see the mouth crying, the nose will cry also. The eye will shed tears. And all the eyes everywhere in the head will be affected. It is not only the mouth that will be crying, it will affect the whole body. So we need to pray, because prayer is the key. Because thousands of people has not believed in prayer. But the reason why we always come out here to minister is because I am so thankful to God that before all of these things begin to happen, God has been showing us. We have what is called information from above and revelation from above. And God's ordained words revealing to us the affairs of mankind and what is going to unfold. Somebody was crying, so, oh, if anything happened, I will run to the sea. The sea will become like land, and land will be like the sea. And some people say, oh, I will run to a continent or a country called an island called Tuvalu. Or you begin to run to a place called New Zealand. Or you begin to go to an island. Or you begin to run to what's called Malta. Or begin to go to all of those places and places, Chile in South America, or you call it places where you can quickly go there and hide and run. But there's no place of hideout. Some people say, oh, run to South Africa, run to this, run to that. No matter what it is and where it is that one tries to run to, we are in a world of what is called nuclear power. A world that the continent can send the things to another continent and things destroy. So we must not fold our hands until this thing degenerates to something else. We must pray against what is called the prince of this world. Pray against this prince of this world. The prince of this world, the Bible made it clear, the prince of this world is the cause of all this problem. The prince of the world want to be seen. The prince of the world want to walk on the street. We must also pray against what is called Jezebel, the spirit of Jezebel. The spirit of Jezebel is the spirit of the woman that want to establish her own church. The woman that want to destroy the church of Christ. The woman that want to stand and become a barrier and a problem to all humanity. Just like Jezebel stood and said it will introduce the people of God into what is called an idol worship. And what is called a worship of prophet of Baal. And Baal became the worship of the people. And everybody were afraid because nobody wants to serve the living God until the man called Elijah stood out and said, no, there is a true God in heaven. Let us test this day and let us know the God who is God. Because Babylon the Great has already risen his head. And I want to thank God because what is called a heavenly intervention is a moment that God is stepping in to take over the affairs of men and give victory to his children and those that trust in him. Remember the song that says, God is able, abundantly able to deliver and to save. The Lord is able, abundantly able to deliver those who trust in him. Hallelujah. God is able, abundantly able to deliver and to save. The Lord is able, abundantly able to deliver those who trust in him. It is important that all the children of God sing the song of God's ability to deliver those that trust in him. It's important that we, the children of God on the face of the earth, mind our position as position of prayer and the light of the world. We must do everything possible to allow that which God has put in us to show forth on the face of the earth. We must align ourselves with what is called the spiritual impetus that God has imputed in us to stand in the gap, to intercede on the face of the earth. You know, most of the times when somebody else is crying, you yourself will look at yourself and say, I am better than that person. I'm not the one crying. But most of the times, what make others cry can make you cry. If you look at the world today and what is happening, when it was happening here all over the country, peace nowhere, a lot of problem here and there, a lot of people will be laughing in their places and saying, oh yeah, that is a shithole, that is a bad country, that is a management this and that. But today we can see that the cry is now all over the place, right there in Europe. We are going to pray and talk to God that the hand of the Lord should take over the affairs of man. And also what is called a heavenly intervention is needed at this moment. I want to spiritual onye na-achọ nwanne n'ụwa chukwu spiritual database Ogra